Levianix LLC's logo Chicago, PRWEB, April 30, 2018 Levianix, LLC, an event-driven social impact investment fund designed as a backstop in the healthcare sector, specifically for the behavioral and mental health care. Levianix LLC was to be managed by Barnothan Capital Management LLC, its managing member. Both Levianix LLC and Barnothan are Delaware limited liability companies. The attached video was to serve as Levianix's pitch to investors. The video is no longer being utilized to solicit investment, and BNCM is not soliciting further investment until a transition of ownership occurs. Levianix was created to directly engage the impending fallout and the thesis portends the delevering of under-collateralized and risky debt instruments amidst the backdrop of global monetary tightening underscored by the shrinking headcounts and subsidies across the U.S. healthcare sector can trigger an economic perfect storm bearing resemblance to the housing bubble of 2008. The fund strategy integrates opportunistic and protective directional hedging with value-driven acquisition, optimization and industry stabilization initiatives meant to save lives during the worst opioid crisis in history. It is Barnothan Capital Management's belief that the fund's operations were derailed, ultimately, by the whistleblower protections created by the legislative response to the 2008 housing crisis, as well as institutions now held responsible for their riskier lending practices. The firm believes requirements to effectively hedge against the overlevering of assets are far too expensive for every firm to effectively operate beyond any correction. Barnothan's belief would be that the scapegoat in this case was the firm's majority owner, primary financier, and CEO, Penn Little. In 2009, prior to becoming a successful entrepreneur, Mr. Little was convicted in federal court of bank fraud, a crime in which he pled guilty. The criminal activity was unrelated to investing activities. This triggered a road to long-term recovery from substance abuse. Mr. Little humbly took full responsibility for these acts, having occurred from November 2007 to March 2008. Per Little, I have managed outside funds successfully and legally following completion of my sentence. I have always disclosed those actions and met all state and federal requirements to do so. He continued, we were solely investing my own funds and those of friends and family. We were never accorded the services necessary to manage outside funds, notably a custodian or operating bank account. The primary lot of funds invested by Barnothan Capital Management were those Mr. Little earned in his previous business ventures, one of which also included legally managing outside investor funds. Little added, Levianix was an initiative intended simply to do good, and do well. At the same time, this end has been heartbreaking for myself and my team. Effective immediately, Levianix is officially entertaining inquiries from interested parties seeking the legal and timely assumption of the strategy, infrastructure, and operations. Project details can be found at http://www.barnothan.com/video. Contact Levianix barnothancapital.com or call 312-525-3991.